Discipline is an important part of education. Too much discipline stifles creativity and leaves a poor atmosphere. Too little discipline, well, of course, the obvious problems that reoccur in inner cities. But we're not in an inner city, we're in an international school, and generally, the students are very well behaved. For discipline, I dealt with two areas. First of all, I used to look after discipline in the morning. So students would come in for assembly, and myself and the prefects would check for clothes, and of course the late comers. So we officially started at 7:10. Anybody coming between, say, 7:10 and 7:20 would be stopped for 10 minutes and sent through. If you're coming after 7:30 all the way up to 8, we'd put your name in a book, and if you were late more than 3 or 4 times, we'd talk to you, I'd call the parents, see what the problem was. And 9 times out of 10, it's the parents not caring, which of course then carries on to the students. As I always said to the kids, would you do this if you were flying to Singapore tomorrow? Would you be late? No, sir. I says, well, treat school the same, because it's 9 times out of 10 the same people who are late continuously. And we tried to stop that, get them out of bad habits, because late coming is a bad habit. It's something that will carry on. The other, of course, on discipline, especially after a few years, was stolen phones. Phones got stolen not just by other students, but by people who were cleaning, the cleaning staff. And I think, if I'm not wrong, there was a case where, anyway, but generally it's the kids stealing from other kids. I had one instance with a Korean, for example, that I was kind of guessing, but I'd got the message to him that I've got you stealing a phone. His father came with him to my apartment. Father whacks him, and he's totally humble. And it was a Korean that I would never have guessed would have stolen a phone. You never quite know who's going to steal a phone, to be honest. Things can be surprising. Other forms of discipline. Okay, so we had an Afghan child who was part of the embassy, but not really. It was the mother doing the cooking, and he was the son. And I used to be very afraid of him, because he was one of those students who pretended to be 18, but obviously was about 25. There was the worry for the girls, especially in the higher grades. And now and again, I'd keep my eyes on him during the breaks, because, the potential is there. Other than that, I mean, generally, as I said, we're in an international school, and discipline on the whole was very good. There were minor problems. Obviously, there's fighting now and again. One comes to mind with North Korean fighting South Korean. I didn't actually see that one. The SATPAMs, the security got involved, because, we're talking sticks and proper full-on fighting. But generally, fights were rare. And on the whole, discipline was good. We didn't have them marching, at first kids would stand up for you when you went into the room. For some reason that stopped. I always thought that was very good, a kid standing up when the master comes in, or mistress. Anyway, bottom line is that stopped. But other than that, I always felt that discipline at GMIS was quite good. And yeah, I played my part in the discipline side. I played my part. As always, Baba, don't be a sheep.